Y'all, we live in a very magical time zone. This time period that we're in right now is so magical. If you are in alignment, you are in a position where your thoughts become things very quickly. I'm in that phase, and of course I understand that some of the things that I have a little bit more resistance to, or I have a limiting belief about it, or whatever, there are some things that, hey, I'm still waiting on them. But I know that they're here. I just haven't found them yet. I know that they are looking for me and seeking me in that same way. Aside from that, I just want to share with you a few magical moments that have happened to me that I just think should be noticed. At least one of these has proof. So as you know, I live in Florida. And in Florida, there are dragons everywhere. And I'm not talking about dragonflies. No. I'm talking about a lizard on my car while I'm driving. Where did he go? Where did he go? He's I don't know where the lizard. Oh, he's right there. He's right here. I'm walking to my car just now. As I'm like looking, I'm seeing this lizard just sitting there by my car. But it's not budging the closer I get to it. So it's a gangster dragon. So you a gangster dragon. I'm noticing it's not budging. I get in the car quickly, of course, because I don't want one to crawl in without me seeing it or something. Because they move fast and they run stupid. And as I'm leaving the complex, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm glad that lizard was on the outside of my car last time and not on the inside of my car. Because I don't know what I would do if the lizard was inside my car. I don't know what I would do. There's a lot of movement around me. That's why I'm not looking here. I'm like thinking about that, and I'm like, man, I better stop thinking about it, because next thing you know, it'll be a lizard in my car, or a snake, even worse. Like, I'm just like panicking, but I'm like, let me stop thinking about it. I get to the stop sign at the end of this short street, and something brushes against my ankle. I was like, I manifested it so fast. This was what brushed against my ankle. This. When you think thoughts, they become things very fast right now. Another time that this happened was I was at a second line and I was shroomed out. I was at a second line. The vibes were good. It felt so ancestral. And as I'm walking, I'm like, oh, it would feel really good to just get a breeze. I would just love to know that spirit is in the midst with me. Like, that spirit is having such a great time with me. And I was like, I would just love a breeze. So I'm walking and I got a little small breeze. This woman pulls up next to me and she's holding a fan. As this lady is fanning and doing the fan situation, I'm like, okay. Mind you, I said this was ancestral energy. I said this was like beautiful ancestral energy, y'all. There we go. Yeah. Why does lady look like my mama? For those who don't know, my mother transitioned a few years back. Why does lady look like my mama? Then there was another time where I was just testing out my manifestation skills. And I used to go for walks in the park when I lived in Houston. And I'm going for a walk. It's a Saturday evening. It's already kind of getting dark out. It's after 7. I'm like, for my confirmation, I wanted to see a baby. I don't even remember what the other confirmations were, but I wanted to see a baby. It was very unlikely that I would see a baby. The sun was going down. It's a Saturday evening. People go out and do things, family things. I would not see a baby that late at the park. Whenever I first pulled up at the park, I made this request of an affirmation when I first pulled up at the park. As I'm like walking, I had to like tell myself, stop looking for it. Just let it come to you if it's gonna come to you. And I'm almost back in my car, and I'm thinking that I'm not gonna see it because I'm almost back in my car. It's kind of a straight shot. It's about a mile away, but it's a straight mile, and I can see the whole way. But Y'all, I'm like walking a little bit closer to my car, and I would have been able to see this person. I should have been able to see this person, but they just emerged. They just appeared out of nowhere. I didn't even see the woman first. I saw her baby waving to me in a carriage, in her stroller, doing this. And I'm like, what? It was such a moment that I had to tell the mother, or that woman, to thank you for your open availability, for being right here at the right time, right now, when I needed this confirmation. I say all that to say we're in a very magical time period. Be mindful to get yourself in alignment, but also be mindful to watch your thoughts. Watch your thoughts, because they are investments for your reality. Your world is your thoughts pushed out, okay? Your thoughts are investments, and your world is your thoughts pushed out. Script that shit. Do that shit. It's really easy to get caught in the reality of the avatar and not who you're knowing and who your center is, the God in you. You know what I'm saying? There was this episode of, was it Justice League Unlimited, I want to say, or Young Justice? Young Justice. It was Young Justice. And y'all, there's some crows. It's literally 3 crows right outside my door. It's interesting. 3 crows. So I don't know anything about it, but I have been hearing a lot about crows lately. So interesting. On this episode of Young Justice, the team is going on this mission. And this mission gets deeper and deeper throughout the episode. It might have been a 2-part episode. They start losing people along the mission. And Young Justice is a smaller squad, younger kids, younger children, younger team, whatever. They can't handle it. They like, I'm losing my friend, I'm losing my girl, I'm losing my, you know what I'm saying? They having. Then eventually everybody starts like disappearing, dying in the episode. And then they bring everybody out of a simulation. And when they bring everybody out of a simulation, they was like, hey, we had to pull you out of the simulation because the person or the team member whose mind they were actually circulating the simulation through and from, she believed that the simulation was real. So she let it pull her in, drag her in. She became a believer of this. They all went in knowing that they were in a simulation. They all went in, I gotta find this episode. They all went in knowing that they were a part of a simulation. Everybody went in knowing that they were a part of a simulation. And whenever it got too deep, they had to pull them out. I gotta find this episode now.
What you experienced was a training exercise. Manhunter psychically linked the 6 of you within an artificial reality. You all knew this going in. What you didn't know was that it was a train for failure exercise. No matter what the team accomplished, the scenario was designed to grow worse. Still, you were aware nothing was real, including the deaths of the entire Justice League.
That is why you hardly grieved, even when Wolf was disintegrated before your eyes. But all that changed when Artemis died. Though consciously Miss Martian knew it was not real, her subconscious mind could not make that distinction. She forgot it was only an exercise. And her subconscious took control, making all of you forget too.
I'm so sorry. This isn't her fault. Why didn't you stop the exercise?
As you can see, I found my episode. But the reason why he didn't intervene, the reason why he didn't stop it, the reason why he didn't change nothing is because you had the power to do it in here, McGann. Had she realized this was, you have the power to control all of this within you, none of us would be in this situation. There's a lot of things you gotta unlearn. Not only do you unlearn them for your family, for yourself, you unlearn them for your friends, you unlearn them for generations to come. Anyway, just thought I'd add that part in there. I hope that part feels cohesive with everything else I've been saying. All right, back to it. Anyways, thoughts become things really fast. Don't get too caught up in what you feel is the reality based on what you see right now, because your soul knows a bigger purpose. the God in you knows the bigger purpose. In all of those stories, I materialized something out of a thought. Something materialized from a thought. It happens with the things that we desire. It happens with the things that we don't desire. Just remember, your thoughts can manifest things very quickly, and they will take whatever is the least resistant available form. We're in a very magical timeline, and oftentimes you can get thrown off about the timeline because you're only looking at what is relevant within your reality right in front of you. And there's a lot of unlearning that you might have to do, telling yourself, that's not true. That's not true about myself. Just sometimes you have to question the reality because your soul knows a greater purpose. Sometimes challenging your soul, challenging God, challenging your ancestors to say, I know this is not what y'all got. This ain't it. We are in such a magical time. Start telling with your words a better story. Think with your thoughts a better outcome. I hope that actually brings some cohesion to everything that I just shared. But I have a lot of magical moments. I hate whenever people use the word witch because I don't identify that, but I am a magical mother. And one of my most powerful magic tools is my word, my tongue. The power of the tongue is so powerful. The power of your thoughts, you are investing those things. Be mindful of the things that you need to unthink so that you can get to where you're trying to go. Be mindful of the fact that I don't like most theories on how this is a simulation. But ultimately, this is a simulation for the soul. Do you think the soul needs all of these beautiful things to make the journey happen? They just need it to make the journey fun and enjoyable. They need the contrast. Your soul needs the contrast to an extent to understand what contrast is. Your world is your thoughts pushed out. I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face. Your world is your thoughts pushed out. Invest your thoughts. Know that you are in a magical time. And if you are not one of those people who is already in alignment with things just happening for you, you just need to sit with yourself and ask yourself what the goal of the soul is. Don't ask no pastor. Don't go and try to find it in the Bible. That's not where your soul is. Your soul is with you. I'm not saying that to say steer away from religion or faithfulness. What I'm saying is there is one place that everyone can know that God can sit, and that is in the heart. And although I make it sound special to say if you are in alignment, you're going to manifest in a timely fashion with or without you knowing it. So be wise to invest your thoughts.